And we're back with Corsace Finals. Corsace Closed 2021 Finals match in the winner's bracket between Fancy Lad and FlyingTuna. I am Fire Rage. Joining me is going to be Amani and Kevin. What's going on, guys?
What is up, Monko 2KX Monk the Dawn?
Oh, let's go. We got the 2x Monk in this with Fiery. Yeah, it should be a crazy match. Hey, you were talking about just before how both these players are so good at the same thing, so it's going to be really intense.
Yep, this is the ultimate super aim, super alternate, super tech matchup, and both of these players have been absolutely tearing up the bracket. I think Fancy Lad has dropped 3 points total, and FlyingTuna has dropped 4. So they've absolutely shredded everyone in this tournament so far. And yeah, this pool is also very, very hard. So I really don't know what to expect.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty flat-out stumps the last few matches. We saw Utami win 7-2 against Intercamping, and Tekito 7-0ing Nissan. So we're really at that stage where the pools are quite ludicrous, and you will just get the higher mechanical player just winning out on most maps. But in this matchup, we have such high caliber mechanics. Should be good.
Yeah, Fancy Lad absolutely stomped on Nissan last week, and unfortunately for Nissan, he went straight to the losers bracket to get the same treatment from Taquito. So he exited in, I think, 6th?
6-1 for Fancy in the semis.
Yeah, such a good performance from Taquito this tournament so far, having a really good run through Corsace and just most tournaments recently. But the same could be said for anyone in this tournament, really. Just it was such a struggle to make it here, and to make it this far, the finals of this tournament, incredible stuff.
Just for context, the only point that Fancy lost against Nissan was Resurrection Spell, and that was by a margin of 14k points.
Yeah, he has been on top of things so far. But I do want to mention, apparently Fancy Lad is sick. So feeling a little bit under the weather. Whether or not that'll affect his gameplay too much is another question. Sometimes, for some people, that buffs you.
The Michael Jordan effect.
Yeah. The first time I beat Fiery Rage in a tournament was when I was sick. Fun fact.
Yeah. Sometimes it just
owns Fiery Rage in 2017.
So, but if Fancy Lad does have that extra being sick buff, then this might be not good news for FlyingTuna, who already what I believed was coming into this with a slight disadvantage in terms of reading and probably stamina and speed.
Yeah, just looking at overall tournament performances recently, Fancy Lad has just been super insane. All of 2020 was like he owned 2020, and Tuna was certainly in that caliber as well. So it really is, as you know, from an outside coming in, they're both winners finals. This really is the two best of the best right now fighting it out. The other two in the losers bracket, of course, being Utami and Tekito, two up and coming like great players this year.
Yeah, overall, this tournament has just been filled with a lot of up and coming players. You saw Intercaming and, like you said, Utami and Taquito all making monster performances. And then you still have the old... I guess FlyingTuna is kind of old now.
Oh, yeah.
He popped up in 2018 towards the end.
As well is also one of those older players making an appearance here. So yeah, this tournament has just been so stacked throughout, and we've seen a lot of new talent just do so well. Even qualifying was a feat for itself, but you got players like Comic Box, Krilla, Flesden, even Boshy Man, just people popping off, man. It's been so good to see.
Unsure where Fancy Lad is, but things should start shortly. We got any ban theories?
Yeah, I'm looking over now. I can't imagine. I think this is going to be one of those matches where who is actually faster out of Fancy and Tuna, or who would look to pick double time? I feel like it'd have to just be Tuna. but I'm not
I
actually
would disagree.
certain on that.
Because Fancyland has been working on stamina and specifically finger control for quite a while now, and he's gotten
so good at it now.
But FlyingTuna also no slouch on that either.
Yes, that's why this pick ban thing, I really just have no idea. Because like you were saying, Fancyland's been crushing it on DT recently, and they've honestly just been having. Oh, dude, this is too hard to say. I feel like no matter what the players decide to ban, it's they've put a lot of like thought into it, and we'll have to like sort of agree on whatever they pick here, because for the players themselves, making the decisions a lot harder than it is for us.
Also, another thing to note about this pool, a lot of these maps are like uncategorizable, in my opinion. They're just hard. They've got slow alt, reading, the whole lot, awkward aim, just like 6 or 7 maps in this pool. But getting into the bans, actually Fancy Lad going to be banning Hidden 2, that's kind of not what I was expecting. I thought Fancy Lad had a slight edge in terms of reading, but...
Yep, they are right.
Relatively equal on the last Hidden 2. The Fancy did slightly beat Tuna by about 10k points, but not comfortably.
I see. And it might just be like...
then.
Yeah. In any case...
Man, maybe... That wouldn't be his weakest map, though. Surely not.
Both players opting to ban 2 from the same mod pool. Tuna banning Hard Rock 1 and Hard Rock 3. Hard Rock 3 is one of those just overall difficult maps, and Hard Rock 1 is, a Hard Rock 1. Hidden 1 is actually an alt map. And, well... Yep, Hidden 2, like I said earlier, the reading map, and Joel is actually going to go straight for No Mod 6, so maybe he's just not a Hidden enjoyer. This is also, reading. It's AR6.
This is AR6, yep.
Circle size 6. This is, like, very difficult to sight read, or just read in general. Probably would benefit from memorizing a few patterns here and there just to be safe. You'll see what I mean. But I think both players should be able to handle this quite well.
God, the AR looks so much lower than 6.
Yeah, that's what the level of pool we're dealing with here.
Okay, there's early break from Tuna.
Yeah. Fancy Lad also drops one in return.
Oh, this is going to be a close match. You can just tell from the first map immediately that they're on the same level.
Actually, Fancy Lad having a little bit of trouble finding a combo here. FlyingTuna having a slightly better time. He's up to 100 now, and this map is not very long at all. Already a third of the way through, and Fancy Lad yet to find any kind of significant combo. Tuna up to 200 now, and I know that doesn't sound like anything, but for this map, that is pretty good.
Getting into a relative free combo here with the map is just so hard everywhere. So any little combo you can get is very big, and it'd take almost Tuna to break here. Fancy would have to pop off on the ending to come back on this one already, because nah.
Yeah, not looking like Tuna wants to miss.
Oh, there it is.
Finding another break. Yep, that's a combo reset across the board, which is not what Fancy Lad needed. About a quarter of the map to make things back up, but Tuna still holding strong.
Dude.
Kind of. Not really. They're both just missing now.
Dude, what is this? This map is ludicrous. Tuna's going off on it right now. Just, a map is hard when you're going to watch both players get around 300k on a map, and it's Fancy Lad doing so. Very tough map. A pretty cool slot, though. I do like that. That is nice. But it looks like Tuna's going to edge out this dub. A nice 100k victory for an immediate map pick. He just stole his map.
Yep, break point for FlyingTuna, and he will be up to pick next.
For reference, by the way, the No Mod 1 star rating, I know it's not all too much, and it doesn't mean a lot. No Mod 1, DT1 is 7.98 stars. Clocking in at 10.4 AR, just under 10.5. So pretty crazy stuff in the pool. We'll have to see what Junior comes here to pick. He is up a point, so already immediately the freedom's in his way, and he's immediately picked No Mod 4.
I was about to point out earlier when you guys were talking about it, the average star rating of this pool is about 7.5 stars, and I believe there's still a grand finals pool to come after this, so...
No way. Yeah. Pool is incredibly difficult. We don't have to attest to that anymore. The pick, though, I'm not too certain about what this No Mod 4 plays like. I'm excited to see it. That last map was incredibly difficult. It looked unplayable almost, but yeah, they did all right. We got No Mod 4
Don't look at the
now.
star rating, by the way.
No, do not look. It's 727. I think that's like a common trend with tournament mappers nowadays. They just put it in there.
Fun number. But yeah, this map also very difficult. That can be said for every single map in the pool. We're not going to stress that too much. You can see for yourself. So far, yeah, it picks up very quickly. This is
Looks
the
like an
old
old
map of the pool.
Oh, okay, No Mod 4. Right. This is another, and it's just like a lot of these picks are going to seem 50-50 to us because these players share way too much skill sets. And a map like this is certainly one of those maps where they're both just so good at it. If you were versing other player, you'd certainly be scared of these types of maps.
Joel did have a little bit of trouble in the beginning there, but he ended up holding through, and Tuna found a break, so slight combo advantage in favor of Fancy Lad, although that is probably not going to matter because this map just keeps getting harder.
Yeah,
All right.
Tuna literally having a bit of an edge from Fancy Lad's intro on the Ack, but the combo is in Fancy Lad's favor. We'll just have to see how long they can hold on for. My god, that repeat slider is so fast. There's going to be more, and there it is. The first break is going to come out from Tuna. Dude,
Fancy holding through this part is actually
Yep.
insane.
I was about to say, Fancy is feeling himself right now. This is a huge point if he can take it back. It'd just be 2 break points in a row, but only 40k up, even with such a hectic part. But yeah,
That is a brutal pattern.
That is a good reset for Fancy. He definitely needed that. Not good for Tuna though. He wanted to hold on there, getting to a little bit of free combo before it ramps up again.
A 40k score deficit for Tuna to make up. He's got half of the map to work with, but Fancy Lad is still matching his combo.
Yep, and a lot of the maps in this pool aren't long at all, so you'll actually see it go by quite quickly. This is the longest map in No Mod, so... Oh, and another combo reset for both players, so... Fancy really... Oh...
Okay.
I think it's going to be more of that, hey. If he does more of that...
Oh my god, okay,
Both players are doing
nobody
more of that,
having a really good time holding combo through this
Dude,
section,
this map
just
is
like
nuts.
100 combo here and there, but Tuna needs to be holding something bigger to make up that score deficit. Right now, Joel
Chain
is
misses
on.
could happen though. I think with the type of map we've seen, a chain miss just 8 notes in a row is very likely, and if Tuna can hold on to like 100 combo through Fancy missing that much, it could be winnable. Oh, and they both hit that prolonged pattern.
Yeah, unless Fancy misses it real soon and Tuna combos through it, that beginning combo that Fancy Lad ran away with is going to be sealing the deal for him here.
40k. It would take chain misses almost. Even a slight slider break
that is
here. Like
exactly
that
what I
would
was talking
almost
about.
do it.
Tuna now up by 200 combo. Still plenty of map to go.
The accuracy is identical. There's definitely enough map. Absolutely. It just depends on how the map
Fancy
plays.
keeps
and with Fancy
missing.
FlyingTuna now
Oh
up
my
to
god, it's gonna
400
flicker.
combo.
It's gonna flicker.
Yeah, I think that is
it's about to
higher
flicker.
than the combo Joel had in the beginning. Oh, but he breaks right there.
Oh my
Combo
god,
reset.
it's 5k. It's 5k.
Barely any map left. Every single break here is going to matter. Every single 100.
Oh, 50s everywhere from both players. It's 3k right now. It's 2k. Oh, they just have to SS the
Up
end.
the slider
The
end.
nerves.
The combos are literally dead
It's
even.
identical.
It's going to be
It's
down to
identical. It might
100.
flicker. It's gonna be 100s or slider ends. It's literally a K right now. Fancy has to SS the rest
Fancy
of the
has
time.
100.
Then it flickers with that 100.
It goes
And
over
Tuna
just for
SS the
100.
end! Dude, Tuna takes it! He SS the end and Joel got 100 in that last like 10 notes and that was it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Welcome to the finals pool.
It's still going to get harder in grand finals. For the
God,
record.
that is crushing.
1K point difference at the very last second.
Damn, Tuna really didn't come close to that combo lead that Fancy had. Fancy just had a few more patterns where he like chain missed than Tuna. Tuna's misses were very, more like spread out, whereas you lost a lot more score on Fancy Lad's part. So super unfortunate there for Fancy Lad, but just goes to show most of these maps are going to be winnable for either player. And I will be 1 second.
All right, Fancy Lad now up to pick. Once again, not exactly sure what happens. I'm suspecting he'll go for some speed pretty soon here. He's already exhausted the reading pool, essentially, by banning out Hidden 2 and picking No Mod 6, which did not go his way. But perhaps his other theoretical strong point might pull through for him. But in the meantime, I don't know where everyone went. Ruff says Tuna crashed. Fancy Lad is
might be having internet issues.
not there. Okay, DT1, there we go. That is actually the last DT I would have expected him to go for. For reference, DT1 is basically like farm DT. Not really. This is definitely not farm, but it is very aim intensive. Whereas the other DTs, DT2 and DT3, are more, left hand intensive, tapping hand intensive, and DT4 is a tech map.
This is questionable, to be honest, because Tuna's very good at this sort of double time map.
This is what we're gonna see a lot of. Every pick is gonna feel like I don't know. But at the end of the day, that's what happens when you have two players so similar in skill set. You really do just sit there and ponder what the right choice is. But do understand that pressure is on the players. They're constantly battling themselves every pick. Also, we are having a few significant banter issues, so bear with us.
They're mostly resolved now. We're going to be getting into it.
Illumination. What do you think about the Idol Master?
I think this song is crazy. I hadn't heard it before, but I heard the first 5 seconds. I thought it was crazy. This is 10.5, by the way, so for all those high AR enthusiasts, this is definitely for you. Unless it's 8 stars, which it is, so it's just too high.
Okay, early slider break from FlyingTuna, and this map is actually one of the shortest maps in the pool at 2 minutes, so a good bit of advantage to work off of with here. Assuming he can combo this next part. That looks like a gnarly jump, and yeah, both players hit it.
And these type of DTs, the score can get really high with misses from Tuna. Not looking all too comfortable right now. Fancy Lad is just slaying. It's looking like juice for him right now.
Yeah, FlyingTuna just with
hard.
A couple of breaks, a slider break, and one normal miss, but Fancy Lad still holding on to the FC.
It's worth noting, both players are full ulting this map, so those little double patterns do get a bit easy to break on, and with another break from Tuna actually, and Fancy hitting the 600 combos, it's almost looking like this is wrapped up.
Yeah, there's really nothing Tuna can do here, although Joel does break at exactly the halfway point, essentially. Too much score difference. 200k.
Tuna's probably score capped around like 700, whereas I think Fancy could still get around the 800, maybe even 700 is a bit of a reach, but those early misses from Tuna really just hindered his score severely. This map is so fun. It looks amazing. This is the first map that I'd like, this looks like... That last map looked like a lot of fun, but not to play in tournament. It looked a bit too hard. That's where we're at, though.
A little nice DT1. Fancy Lad does find a break, but Tuna found one earlier, so overall, not much danger here for the Joel, the DT player.
DT looking like a pretty good avenue worth, going into for fans. This was quite a significant lead. The other two maps were definitely a lot closer, but this probably will be the biggest score gap we might see in this match, about almost a full 300k there. It is DT, but it is a 98% one miss versus the 3 miss, and Tuna was missing everywhere. Just really high AR and really high spacing on those fast BPM jumps could just do that.
Casual
7.98 stars.
Dude,
yeah.
These guys are picking maps instantly. I was thinking, there's 2 ways you can go about it. You can go about a match going, man, I'm going to spend the entire time of thinking about what I'm going to pick, or I know my pick immediately. And you just go in full confident, and that's exactly what Tuna's gone with here. So he's going to pick the Nomad 5, the speed map.
That is surprising to me. Maybe I just don't know anything.
I've been seeing Tuna's
Joel
Twitter
was
clips
the
recently.
speed guy.
Dude, he has been popping on high BPM for some reason. Tuna, I've just been seeing him post clips here and there on Twitter on just the 240 BPM streams for no reason. I'm like, okay, so Tuna's just a 240 BPM stream player now. But we'll see if it pays off here.
For reference, though, Nomad 5, that was last week, had a 20k score difference in favor of Fancy Lad. They both played it in their matches.
How fast was that map?
Scores.
Get a BPM check. This map is 255. I'm suspecting last week's pool was not much faster. I mean, not much slower.
Yeah, I think most maps are staying around this 240 to 260 BPM range and just really upping the amount of circles in the map. We are having a few issues with the stream just loading in, Joel, but do bear with us. I can't give you any live commentary, but we will get it sorted in a moment.
All right, I think Fancy Lad just loaded into the map later, but looking at the accuracies, I think Tuna had around 95. I could just be making that up.
Yeah, I don't remember if he had any breaks either.
Hard to tell when FlyingTuna has 0 score.
Yeah, pretty hard to tell, but that's all right. Should be evening out any second now. We can just speak on Fancy Zach. He is looking at a comfy 98. So it's almost like if Tuna's not FCing, he's in trouble because...
okay, that is a...
All right, that's where we're at. We're at there. We're at the long stream into the one note he missed. That is so sad to just miss one note after that. That was probably one of the hardest streams.
Oh my god.
Tuna hit it. Tuna did not, and he is 94%.
Quite. Very close scores. 20k, 30k.
Definitely looking in Fancy Lad's favor right now.
Yeah, the act difference is actually paying dividends for Fancy here.
Yeah.
98 versus 96.
Tuna really must have bombed a lot of 100s on that long stream, whereas we saw Fancy just go off on it. And just these misses all out of sorts right now for Tuna. Fancy Lad with a significant advantage now, almost 3% in accuracy and the 400 combo, so looking like danger. And another break pick in this match gives us 2 apiece, right, if he takes it?
Yep. So I was kind of correct. I thought Fancy Lad would have an edge in speed, but FlyingTuna must have felt confident. But
wait, why? Tuna has the lead now. What?
What the hell?
Dude, don't just say that, dude. What just happened?
Okay, but
what was
Joe's got 600 combo.
Dude,
who knows?
Fancy does have. Fancy has the lead now,
broke.
like...
And they're both blowing the stream.
Oh yeah.
No one even double tapped it. Neither of them went to double tap. All right, we got 494 to 435. I'm pretty confident Fancy did win that. Where did Tuna's score come from? Did I miss it?
It just appeared.
His combo was really
massive. True. All right,
investigate
that one. We're all good. We got a nice Fancy Lad taking that breakpoint. So 2 apiece here, and it's looking like the DT/high BPM is where Fancy needs to be attacking. Tuna not quite warmed up enough for this speed or the high AR, so I'll definitely be seeing Fancy pick more of those DT stuff. And yep.
He is going for the fastest map in the pool, DT3. It's a 294 BPM and full of bursts. I think this one is
this is fast.
Much less stamina intensive than Nomad 5, that's for sure, but it is 40 BPM higher. So this is more raw speed. So there is another map in the pool, very similar in strength testing as Nomad 5. That is DT2. That's 252 BPM, and more or less the same thing. I think it's a little more finger control intensive, but another open pick for FancyLad if he wants to go for it.
I did just notice that it is, of course, way too late for FancyLad and prime gaming time for Tuna. We've got a 3, I think it'd be what, 2 p.m. for Korea? If it's about 3 p.m. for me and here in Australia, I think it's around 2 p.m. for Tuna, but it must be really early morning for Fancy.
Nope.
I'm not sure. What is it? Is it night?
It's like 11:30.
Oh my god. Wait, why don't we always play at 4 UTC?
Because too early for Korea.
Oh, okay. 4
That's the
UTC
historical
for like,
reason.
no, like Australia, America time? Dude, that's bliss times,
We
dude.
could.
4 UTC. Alright, we've got DT3. This was FancyLad's pick here. Just coming off a nice break point off the No Mod 5.
Right, raw speed testing, and so far so good. Both players not getting tripped up by the rapid BPM increase. Joel having a little bit of a better time, 30% accuracy advantage, or more like 2%.
This is the type of maps that if you do prefer alternating, it does feel quite nice. Alternating these types of maps, and since these players both do have that alt play style, and most players in this tournament now obviously well versed in both mechanics, but this is just one of those. It looks a lot harder when you're single tapping this type of thing, in my opinion. There,
I would agree with you on that one. Both players actually doing very well. Accuracy's pretty much matched up at this point, and both players also holding on to the FC.
yeah, definitely seeing Tuna warm up a bit more after that No Mod 5, and that break is
That's
criminal.
not good. Yeah.
That is somewhere you just do not miss anywhere else except in match. And another break followed up, so Tuna's now got... Oh!
Okay, well, combos reset across the board. Joel with about 50 combo advantage and 30k score deficit to make up. Not the worst place in the world to be.
Yeah, this is super close now, and it's DT, so the scores really can run away. Just even 100 chains like that for Tuna can be enough for Fancy to catch back up. It doesn't have to be a reset. Both players look so comfortable on this map, by the way. This one certainly looking like a more of the easier maps in the pool, if you have the speed for it, and both players certainly have the speed for it. Getting a nice comfortable 98 for Fancy, so he's slowly creeping back up. The accuracy's in his favor and the combo.
Down to the last quarter of the map, and FancyLad is going to start to edge the score back over to his side with the slight score advantage, combo advantage, but it's gone.
That flicker could not have come at a worse time because we are getting into... Oh my god,
what is that?
Combo reset, 30k, and about an 8 to go. Definitely still winnable for FancyLad. Both players breaking again.
Yeah, this turned up right now. It actually just got so much harder with this ending, and about 30k lead. Did he break there?
FlyingTuna finds 2 breaks. 100 combo advantage for FancyLad. If he can FC this ending, I think he can do it.
20k 50s from Tuna. It's about 14k right now. It's really close. 6k.
Okay,
it's SS ending.
it's coming over.
Slider. No,
Oh,
5k.
not enough.
On it?
Did he?
Nah. Damn. What a...
That
what a
is so
closeout.
unlucky.
847.
5K point difference.
Wow. That is unbelievable. We are just seeing Joel just miss out on these close maps. Like, those really do tax the mental, but he's got to stay committed and stay mentally focused for what's next to come, because it is Tuna's pick. Another breakpoint for this match. So that makes 3, I think, breakpoints, and 2 of them have just been within 5k already. So we're already way too close for this finals. This is winners finals. Looks like we have a Praxia stepping in for the referee, dude. God bless.
It's poppin' Zav.
Just popping, mate. Sleep well, Kay. Thanks for all your work.
So we've got FlyingTuna picked. Now I'd be really confused as to what anyone is supposed to pick, more so than ever, because...
It's Hard Rock. Who's going to be the first one to pick Hard Rock, I reckon, is the next question. Because they banned a lot of it, didn't they? Someone banned...
Well,
Tuna
Tuna
banned
got both of the Hard Rock bans, so I suspect if anyone was going to pick Hard Rock, it would be
Fancy.
Yeah.
What did Fancy ban? He banned Hidden 2 and he banned. Yeah, so we've really just got the Nomad pool. It could be Nomad 1. We saw, what was it? Joel Nomad 6. Nomad 4. Yeah, so we've already exhausted 3 of the Nomads already. There's 3 left. 2 Hiddens, 2 Hard Rocks. And I think 2 DT.
Tuna probably goes for a Hidden here, right?
I
double banned,
right?
am not so sure.
Maybe Fancy's in his head and his best mod was Hidden, so he just decided to ban his 2 less best Hidden scores to bait Tuna into picking them.
That is a pick. That is the tech map, Nomad 3. This map is crazy. It's also 2 minutes long.
7.3 star tech across 2 minutes? That is just not going to work. This is going to be ridiculous. Oh,
your mind will be boggled when you see these patterns, but these are like pretty much 2 of the best tech players in the world. So you should be able to see some crazy stuff.
I just want to say, the last 4 players we have in the tournament, it's Utami, Tegito, Fancy, Tuna. No matter how you spin it, you're going to get a tech showdown in any of these matchups. So just these Nomad 3s are, it's so awesome that they're so hard, because if anyone can hit it, it's these guys.
Once again, a very short map. That is the theme of a lot of these picks. So any slight combo advantage is going to be very important. And just as I say that, FlyingTuna drops in the beginning. I don't think that
intro pattern was Demon, though. That was hard. You can't just...
You think that is Demon. Wait till you see
was Demon.
The ending. I think the beginning of this map is not nearly as messed up as the end, but still pretty difficult. Alright.
Oh my god.
First slider break for Joel.
Is Joel the first slider. That's like the hardest one to hit, no matter how hard it actually is. The first slider of the pattern. Fancy killing it. Very unfortunate break for Fancy.
Both players just, playing the map very well. It's just that unfortunate slider break for Fancy is gonna...
Exactly. And you can look at the accuracy and ridicule it, but trust me, that accuracy is incredible right now. Both players maintaining combo through this section is ridiculous.
What a fast slider.
That's fast.
Okay, so like I said, the map gets harder, I think. I'm not 100% sure, because I watched this on auto.
It gets to 7.3, and this was, we've definitely seen about 6.5. So,
okay, here we go. Woo!
Tuna hit that. I was just like, I was watching Fancy, I was like, yeah, okay, that wasn't hittable, but actually Tuna did hit that.
Tuna's holding combo through it?
Okay, not but, he's done all he needed to do, 100k score difference, and, no one's comboing this part, probably.
Yeah, it's so sad for Fancy Lad, because he did miss the first slider of the, after the intro. So,
what is Tuna doing?
I don't understand
I'm not sure.
I'm watching one of the players just miss, and I'm like, absolutely, you missed that. And then I'm watching one of them hit it, and I'm like, how did he hit it? Incredible scenes coming out from Tuna right now, and you can just see how ridiculous this tech map is. That was
400k from Tuna. That is ridiculous.
That's Tuna saying, hey, I think I can get 400k on this map, and that should be enough, and it just was. We're at that late of a tournament where you could be proud with a 400k score and be like, yep, this should hold strong. So, wow.
What did I just witness? That was insane. How was he hitting some of those patterns?
That'll be Tuna's fourth pick. Yeah, that actually opens a very interesting question of whether FlyingTuna wants to go for DT4, because I thought Joel would go for that for sure, because he tends to love that kind of thing, but Tuna just kind of dumpstered him on tech.
I'm really wondering what Fancy's avenue is. Is he going to try aim? Is he going to try maybe more speed, or maybe hard rock? I just wonder. Everything is just such a... in really close matches, it really does start to stress a lot more in your decision making, because you could just make the mistakes just feel so much more severe the later the match gets, and we're already at that 4-2 point. Every single point is so important for Fancy.
So actually, about aim, Fancy Lad did do quite well on DT1. So far, that's been the most raw aim intensive map in the pool, and there is no mod 1 open. Now, no mod 1, although is large jumps, there's also a very, very, very long stream. So I don't know if Fancy Lad wants to risk that.
Yeah, this is no mod 1. I've seen this map before. It's incredibly difficult.
Okay, sure. Hard Rock 4.
Oh, yep, going through the high. Is that high CS?
That is...
No, 5.2. What's the gimmick here? We've got 2 minutes of Hard Rock. It's a minute 50. So shortest map we've seen.
It's like an alt map. I don't know how else to describe it. It's
This is the shortest map. Wait, Xeno Kill, is this...
You'll see. It's
I know this map. I know this map. This map
Alternator's Dream.
Yeah. This map is sick.
Map by Fleslin. You might know him for being a United States player.
Yeah, that's the aim player. Wait, Fleslin, yeah. He renamed. He used to be something else.
And he taps with no keycaps. Fun
okay,
that's messed up.
Okay. This song is awesome though. But yeah, Hard Rock 4, this is Fancy's map to win. Going down here would bring them to 5-3, and then Tuna could bring it to match point. So very scary stuff here for Fancy. I do like it though. We did see Tuna double ban Hard Rock, so you have to test Hard Rock, and this is probably where you do it. Don't want to be questioning it as your last pick.
So far, this intro not too difficult for either player, but I say that just as Fancy Lad finds a chain of misses. FlyingTuna now with about 250 combo advantage, and like you said, this is the shortest map in the pool, and it only gets harder.
And FlyingTuna is absolutely riding that high of that last map where you're just coming in super pop-off mode. You have one good score in a tournament, and it ascends you. And we're seeing that here with Tuna just going berserk on every single pattern. A 98% as well.
This is just not fair.
Yeah,
it's like Fancy has one small miss, and it's just Tuna just runs away with it now. It's already a 100k lead, and it's going to take a lot of misses. He has to miss now. It's halfway through the map, and with that miss from Joel, that's
pretty much
it's now whether he's going to get like 800k.
This is just straight up not fair. What is going on?
FlyingTuna is absolutely dumpstering Joel right now. Still holding on to this FC. Okay, finally he drops, but Joel, no combo to work with, a third of the map to go, and 200,000 score to make up.
Now it really is go time.
Okay, if he were to recover, this would be the most God mode recovery of all time, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Of course, Tuna just bans the other Hard Rocks. He plays this Hard Rock so well. It's just unfortunate. Early breaks from Fancy. He could have got quite a high score himself. He did go a bit psycho on a lot of the patterns, and especially this ending.
Yeah, Tuna's actually dropping quite a bit of combo here at the ending, but there's just not enough map for Joel to work with. Even though he does FC this last quarter of the map, still going to be a 100,000 point victory for
we're starting to catch a bad trend from Fancy Lad right now, where he's just missing, and that small miss at the start is costing him, because Tuna's running away with these. He's not missing the first hard part, whereas Fancy is, and that's really making the difference right now. Of course, we've had 2 maps go in the way of Tuna that have been under 5k, so Fancy's still capable of absolutely coming back from this one. 5-2 down, though, going into Tuna's pick. This could be Tuna's potential last pick as well, so I'll probably want to pick my strongest map here if I'm him, if I still have it.
You know, even though FlyingTuna is winning a lot of these picks in spectacular fashion, it's still not clear what he's supposed to go for with what's left in this pool.
DT4, and you were talking about this.
Yes, that is the one thing that I thought maybe would be a good idea based on what happened on No Mod 3. And actually, this is the shortest map in the pool. We keep saying, like, all these maps are short,
this one's got
but
shorter.
This one's like literally a minute 28, so...
this AK plus Q. This is just gonna be like, is this like Chaser X, like sort of Techie DT or?
It's Techie
280?
DT. Yeah. There's big sliders.
And it's Cubby, of course. This is yep. This could be Tuna's last pick if he wins this. So this is the map he felt was necessary to pick, and it's completely up to Fancy to win this one to get back in here, because getting on match point is so big. It'd be sick if the players would like load in and play, but that's all right. We can wait.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Oh, look.
Perfect. It's getting so hype. Banjo just gets worse and worse. All right.
So, unlike the other tech slider map, this one you can't cheese. Not that anybody was cheesing.
Oh my god, there's ticks. Yep. And they're both
Look
broke.
at these ticks. Both players breaking on the first tick of the big fast slider.
If you guys aren't aware of the ticks, they're the little dots in the slider, and if you don't have your cursor over them at the right time, you will break on them. So you have to follow them. Some of them don't have it, but a lot of them do, and this is 50-50. This is the most 50-50.
Map is already halfway over, 20,000 score,
Dude.
and anyone's game. Nobody can hold a combo. This map is just...
You have to wiggle those. You have to
not
wiggle
doable.
The repeat sliders. We've got 15k towards Tuna. The accuracy is about identical. It's seriously just going to be who can pop off for 5 seconds. Just hang in there. That slider.
Okay,
no.
Both players broke on the same slider. Yeah.
It's 10k. Yeah. Fancy has to hold on just a little longer than Tuna.
Okay,
we need to see a break from Tuna.
Him.
No.
That's 70 combo advantage, which on this map is very significant. But he does fall.
That's a miss.
30k. If Joel can FC this ending, I think he can do it. No,
it's 25k. Dude, what happened? The map is over. Dude, and that is a strong way to get to match point.
Did he get a zero miss? He got a zero miss. I was like, how did he get an A?
Fancy did not miss. Damn, that map is a bit tough to get consistent scores on. I feel like that is pretty hard to get a consistent score on.
It's also
yeah, dude, that's tough.
Third lowest star rating in the pool. Lol.
Oh, just because, yeah.
That makes sense.
That is nuts. Yeah, Fancy did just say an unlucky match for me, but it truly is been some of the most unfortunate misses. 5k score differences and just missing on the first hard part. He's going to go ahead and pick Hidden 4, so we are seeing him get back. He did double ban Hidden, but he's worked it now and is going to go the Hidden route. Saying, I can't lose this tournament without picking Hidden 4, and I can't win it without it, sorry. So that's the mindset of Fancy Lad right now. Hopefully pulls this one off. Tiebreaker secured for Tuna though. Very good for him.
Match point and a lot of room to work with. Still plenty of maps in the pool. And a lot of gap between him and Fancy Lad. Although some of these maps have been very close, Fancy Lad is going to need to make a very huge comeback here if he wants to take this to tiebreaker. And then if he wants to win the match, he's going to have to win that. And
then we also credit fatigue, sickness, time of day. There is so many factors now that are starting to take play. Once you get a match going really long, it's tough. But in saying that, the most nervous I get is closing out a match. I have to have tab on, me personally, when I played my last map, because if I see he's missed, I know I can chill. I don't know how the pros do it, but it's certainly the map I stress the most on is when I'm up and it's time to close. See if Tuna is the certified closer though, or is Fancy just a clutch juicer? We'll see.
I don't know how you play with leaderboard on. I'm going to be entirely honest.
Nah, only on the last map. It's pretty psychotic, I know, but it's right.
No wonder you can't close it out because you're looking at the score.
Just challenge myself. We're going to see an early break there from Tuna on a relatively calm pattern, it looked like. So shouldn't expect to see Fancy. He probably didn't miss on that though.
Maybe. You never know. He's been missing on
some
short
early
map again.
The maps are quite short. I do know the maps are quite short, so it helps the players practice. But in match, it's so hard to get high score on short maps. Sometimes you can just Miss Easy. Of course, Banter doing the huge. Bit of flopping around till we get it done.
In theory, if we keep hitting the panic button, Joel will load in one of these times. That's assuming
It
he's
actually
playing
might
map
be
at
his
all.
internet. I know he was having issues with his internet last match he played. It almost got delayed to like 5 hours later, but for some reason his internet started working immediately after. I think we might have a similar issue here.
We could have a replay here, which would be quite disastrous if Tuna score were to be higher, but this map is all accelerating streams in 1/3. This is ludicrous. We're just watching Tuna play the map and it's just nuts. The map is so hard.
Oh, this is one of those maps where it's like, I don't know what to categorize this as, besides it is a very hard map.
This is a very hard hidden map. This is a nice hidden map though. I like this sort of map in hidden. It's unfortunate.
A
Speed map.
This
Accelerating
is a speed map.
streams. Yeah. No, terrible scenes right now with our Fancy Lad. We hope he's what do we even hope for? Do we hope he's DC'd and we get a replay, or do we hope he's been playing this whole time and that he's won, or that he's, I don't know what's happening.
I'm not really sure.
Because Tuna's score is a respectable 300k, and he did miss on almost every single accelerated stream. We'll have to wait and see what is going on in the match.
That is definitely a beatable score, I will say, but whether or not Joel actually ended up playing the map is another question. That is a pretty important component.
Yeah, we'll just get some. Let me just talk to production real quick, guys. Alright. Apparently, Fancy's score did not happen. It just froze. So we actually don't have a Fancy score. We might have a repeat. A replay.
Yeah, Fancy left the match.
Alright. Well, don't think that
Tuna
was
just got to practice the map. Tuna just got to practice the map and can correct any mistakes he might have had. So either it might work in his favor or not. We'll see.
Well, I figure
hopefully
Fancy Lad probably also played the map. Just is no longer connected to the internet.
Yep. Now we have problems where Fancy got like a 600 or 500k, it would have won, and now it's just hard to replicate. Maybe tilt when you miss something you didn't hit before, and that's just the match. So no matter what happens now, it's a pretty shitty situation for either player, but that's just the nature of online tournaments, I suppose.
The Fancy Lad is not offline on Discord, which leads me to believe his internet still works. Whatever it is, he is not on Bancho anymore.
I just hope he's able to stay warm and stay on, whatever the case is. It's 5-3 down, but it is his pick, so 5-2 down, sorry. So
in the meantime, let's do a little bit of theory crafting. Let's say hypothetically he did win this pick. It'll put him up to
3.
Or is it 5-3 or 5? Yeah, I think it's 5-3. You know, I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure he's only got 2 points, but I'm not certain. Either way,
statistician, count the points.
Dude, where's our analytics, dude? I might go grab a water then while I quickly rehydrate. I implore everyone to do the same while we get things back on track. We will have an update with everyone very shortly, so
well, in the meantime, I can theory craft here. If he did win that, and he wanted to, he could try No Mod 1 because he did beat him on Raw. Fancy Lad. Fancy Lad did beat FlyingTuna on the one Raw aim map that has been picked this match so far. So No Mod 1 might actually end up going pretty well for him, assuming he can handle the streams, which I'm fairly certain he can because he's FC'd like... what's that really long map? Fiery Rage? Like 10,000 combo or something? Not 10,000, but it's a stream map. Probably It's Winter. mapped it?
I honestly could not tell you.
The Sun, the Moon, the Stars. He like got to the end of that like 6 times in a row. So that guy can stream.
Wasn't it
for a long
Painters?
time.
I thought it was Painters.
Okay. Well, ignore
welcome
that
back.
because I did Fancy Lad lose. Paxi is saying final score 2-7, Flying Tuna, but
Fancy
is not
forfeit.
here.
Okay.
Fancy
He's
Oh.
saying he got okay. So pretty much, Fancy's just saying my score was less than Tuna's. Tuna, you take it, and that's the match. A very very sad and underwhelming result to the finals match. But of course, we still have the losers bracket for Fancy Lad. So I'd strongly say he's probably the favorite for that. But he will be versing either Utami, Tekito, which I believe is coming up shortly. It could be right after this. I'm not sure.
I think
It
it's
happens
tomorrow.
in 16 hours at 22
Oh,
UTC.
okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys, that came to such a sad ending. But yeah, very happy for Tuna. He's going to take that one 7-2 in a very, unfortunate match for Fancy Lad. Some of those points were really, really close, and it was just well fought from him. It is a bit sad, but nothing we can do about that one. Fortunately, we just got to move on.
Yeah, 3 of those points definitely could have gone over to Fancy Lad, and we'd have a very different match here. The 5K different one, the 1K difference one, and the DT4, which is pretty much just RNG.
He zero missed it. That was
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I want to have a look at the discussion for that map. What people think. That was pretty, in my opinion, that was pretty tough to play in tournament and consecutively score that. But that's all right for another time. Of course, any feedback with the tournament you can provide in the Discord. But yeah, the next match is in 16 hours. So stay tuned for that one. That is the losers bracket finals between Utami and Tekito. So you really don't want to miss that. 2 players that have been playing out of their mind this year. So it's been pretty sick. Been a pleasure though from me, Monk the Don, with Fiery and Kevin. So we appreciate you all, and yeah, look forward to seeing you guys again.
Thanks for watching.